Their love story is a short story.
I tower over him.
So we found her a blind date that's tall and tasteful.
Boobs are good.
Yeah, baby.
Who looks like her favorite TV star.
I actually thought that he looked a lot like you, Chris.
After his blind date,
Oh, yeah.
chats with his girlfriend.
She's not much of a woman.
I'm sorry, I'm not an Amazon.
I think your skirt's a little too short there.
Maybe you can hem it for me after the show.
Will they have a change of heart?
Thank you very much. I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. And we're going to meet their dates a little bit later. But first, let's meet our couple. They're both 6'1". They've dated and broken up 3 times, and it's been 4 months now since their last change of heart. Please welcome Mick Fenton and Heather Capps. Welcome to Change of Heart.
Thank you.
Now, you guys are here because you feel there's some room for improvement in your relationship. Heather, we're going to start with you. What makes Mick so special?
Well, Mick's a very giving guy, and I think he would just probably do anything for me. And he's a volunteer for the Red Cross. He helps families in need, and he also served our country in Desert Storm.
Very nice, Mick.
Thanks.
Mick, tell us about the first time you met Heather.
Well, actually, I met Heather at a party. We started talking, and I couldn't keep my hands off her. I started massaging her feet, and then later on, I got to know more of her body.
Wait, Heather, he just met at the party and he's foot massaging? Is he into the big displays of public affection or what?
Well, not anymore.
It's not right, and I'll tell you why. It's
No.
because when I'm in a supermarket, I got a fat lady over here, an 80-year-old man, and we're squished in between.
No, I'm sorry, but every time I try to kiss you in public, you push me away.
Not in front of people. Not in front of the produce department. for
I
crying
don't
out
think
loud.
any guy out here, is gonna push me away. I mean, anywhere they are, okay? I don't think so.
Mick, tell me, how often do you guys get to see each other?
Basically, with Heather, I got to see her every minute she's not working. She's really clingy. I need time for myself and things to do all the time.
I am not.
Heather, whenever you call
No.
me, what happens is you call me and you say, do you want to get together? I say, listen, I got things to do. And she says, well, do you want to get together? I say, I have things to do.
Well,
and after 5 or 6 times, she finally gets the message.
Well,
But you'd rather be there more often, is that it, Heather?
excuse me, I have a couple days off a week, and excuse me for wanting to spend it with you. You're so, I mean, come on.
All right, Heather,
Tough life.
Heather, if you could change one thing about Mick, what would you change?
I think I would make him taller because, we're both 6'1". It's hard for me to wear heels. I tower over him. You want to show you? Stand up. I want to show him. Come on, show.
Let's see the difference.
If anybody's going to be sick of being
it's like,
tired of this, it should be me. I should be tired of this. It drives me crazy because sometimes we're walking down the street and she wants to put her arm around me, which I love, but when it's like this, I feel like the little kid,
Little awkward.
like mommy's holding her, putting her arm around
All right,
me.
There's
Mick,
nothing
equal
wrong with
time.
it.
If you could change one thing about Heather, what would it be?
She's got to stop acting ditzy. I mean, she's great, she's sweet.
What?
Ditzy, I think the
I
word
am
was.
not a ditz.
For instance, 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to pick her up at the airport. She called me 3
I'm
times
sorry.
and gave me directions on what time she was going to be
You
there.
wrote it down from
I
the
purposely
ticket?
got there
Thank you.
early an hour just to walk around and make sure, and then her directions were wrong.
Heather, let me
That's
ask you
not
this
true.
about Mick. Does he compliment you a lot? Is he friendly that way?
Well, he criticizes more than, complimenting.
I always, wait a minute, no.
He acts like my dad all the time. I swear. He'll say, "Oh, you look great, but do you have to wear so much makeup?"
Mick, let me ask you
Excuse
this
me.
about Heather. Does she remind you of anyone famous?
Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde.
That's not what I was thinking.
What?
She gets crabby. We'll be driving down the street, everything's
crabby?
great, she's all happy, and all of a sudden she gets hungry. And
I'm
this
hungry.
monster
Come
just
on.
takes over, man, and she's got to eat.
Monster?
The last time this happened, we went to 5 different restaurants. The first one, it was too
No.
hot. The second one, she didn't like the
No,
food.
I am sorry.
The third place, it was this. Finally, she got
No.
somewhere, and she was happy.
I bring snacks around because you are always too busy doing other things.
But Heather,
to
that's
take
5
me to
restaurants.
eat.
That's a lot. Mick, let me ask you this.
come
Why is this a good time for you to come on and date another woman?
Well, I met Heather, and it was like suddenly a relationship like that. And I want to see what's going on out there. And I don't know, maybe it's stale, but I want to see where our future lies.
If it's stale or is there a future? All right, it seems that Mick and Heather have some matters to address. Now, when we come back, we get to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out, are they going to stay together or will they have a change of heart? So stay with us. welcome back to Change of Heart. We're here with Mick and Heather, who are addressing some of the rough spots in their relationship. Now, Heather thinks that Mick is too uptight, too critical, and too short. So we matched her up with an easygoing 6'5" lifeguard who delights in giving his dates mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Please welcome Dean Jeffries. Hi, Dean. Good to see you. Hey, Mick, let me ask you, does Dean look like the kind of guy that Heather would like to have rescue her?
Well, first off, I didn't know she was a fan of Baywatch. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, he belongs on studs. He looks good. No, he looks cool. He's got the long hair. I know she loves long hair.
#1 show.
All right, Heather.
All over the world.
Heather, when you were talking to Dean on the phone, did you learn anything interesting about him?
Yeah, we were both in marching band in high school, and Dean said that he played the trumpet and he had really nice lips.
I could have. Wait a minute. I told you I played the trumpet when I was in high school.
Oh, gee, I forgot. And
I'm glad she listens.
And he had really nice lips. So I said, "Yeah, baby," and he said,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
And did you know he was a lifeguard?
Yeah, he showed up to.
First thing you said
date.
when I first started dating, what did you say you liked? You said you liked the way I kissed.
Oh,
thank you.
All right,
You know, I can be shagadelic too
That's
if you
true.
want me to.
Shagadelic.
No, all right, this is a man. Okay,
All right, so
but-
tell me about the lifeguard thing.
So he had little shorts and the lifeguard shirt.
Beach boy.
He was tall, and swimmer's body, and I actually thought that he looked a lot like you, Chris. And he's a hottie.
She
so
said that.
He's a hottie.
I had a full goatee. I had a
Yeah.
full
I,
goatee before.
Mick, I'll stay out of this one, but I do want to know, does Heather ever call you hottie?
No. She's never once called me that.
Sorry, man.
All right, Dean, Heather's 6'1". Was that the first thing that you noticed, her height?
Actually, when I cruised in, I thought boobs are good.
Cruised in. Cool. Wait a minute. All right.
She commented that I had a nice
When I
chest
cruised
too, and
in,
so-
man, that was cool.
When he cruised in. Yeah, that's what he said.
No, she commented on my chest too, and I said, "Oh, we promised to touch him later." She said, "Okay."
So in other words, wait a minute, get this right. The conversation was down here the whole time you talked to her. Hi, Heather.
Dean, let me ask you
Well,
this
I'm a little
because
bit above that level.
Dean, Mick said earlier that Heather's like Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. Did you sense that when you were together?
Not at all. I came over and picked her up.
First date.
She said, "I'm starving," and I said, "Yeah, me too." So we hopped in the car.
Where was the
we
first
had
place
great
you went to?
conversation. Hold on for a second. I'm getting there. We had a great conversation. She likes to talk in accents, and so do I. So we were doing our little stories all the way to the restaurant.
Yeah.
The first restaurant we went to was full though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in there. So I said, "Hey, let's roll right around the corner." And she was cool with that. We rolled right around the corner.
Who said the restaurant was too full? I bet she did. She said it,
I
right?
did not.
Because it's a place I go to.
Yeah.
Dean, let me ask you another problem that Mick had said that Heather's too clingy. Did you sense that might be a problem from her?
I didn't actually. She was really independent, and we went to smoke cigars at the cigar shop.
Yeah.
And I was actually hoping that she would get a little closer. We really went as close.
You
as,
took her by work?
That's maybe thought.
You went by work with him?
Yeah.
But she did say I could touch her butt later.
A little touchy-feely.
And she's
So, Mick, you're saying that Heather took Dean to where she works?
Yeah, she took him to where she works and probably met all the guys
It's a
and
nice
showed them
place.
off. I wasn't walking around
It's a
showing
nice
off my
place to
date.
hang
for crying
around.
out
There's
loud.
couches and
Hey, they were nice guys. We had a good
Yeah,
time.
it was fun.
Heather, you said that Mick acts like your dad sometimes. Was Dean
Yeah.
acting like any kind of father figure?
No, not at all. Actually, we had a lot of fun. We went home to his apartment to change for dinner.
Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute.
And-
You changed there?
Well, yeah, and he gave me a great back massage on his bed. And he said, if I rub you, will you rub me? And I said,
Great background.
Wait a minute, didn't I see that last week in Baywatch?
I said,
Totally.
and I said,
Let me see my ad.
I said, well, that depends on where you want me to rub you.
Yeah, Dean, you're supposed to be
But,
changing
I
for dinner.
gypped
How
him.
did this all come about?
I
So-
gypped him. I didn't.
I know,
give-
you Jimmy. What's up with that?
I'll give
You're
you
so
one,
old.
baby.
Where did you change? Where did you change when you were at his place?
We did. We had to change for dinner. I asked her if she wanted to take a shower. I knew I needed to take a shower. She said no. And so I said, well, I'm going to take a shower. So she said, feel free to parade around in your towel. And I said, well, the towel will be for you.
All right.
Oh.
And so I did. I took my shower, and my clothes were in the living room. So I cruised down in my towel, and she was kind of checking me out. So I just changed right there.
Cruising going on.
Pretty nice open invitation, if I may say
cool.
so. Now, Heather,
First
you said
time.
that Mick is rather critical of you. Was Dean at all?
No, not at all. We had fun. We were silly. He complimented me. We went to dinner and we were just having a wonderful time. And I dared Dean to steal a 5-pound block of Parmesan cheese. He said, "Yeah, no problem." And Mick would have probably lectured me.
Well,
and
now I got
said,
2 felons over here on the
no.
left. Anybody know the cops?
It wasn't like that. Come on, it was just
Cheese
some
fell.
Break the law.
Some cheese, and he did it, and then I smuggled it out in my purse.
All right,
and
now, Dean, assuming that you guys didn't get busted for stealing the cheese, what did you guys do after that?
After we had the nice dinner, we went dancing. She swing dances, so she taught me how to swing dance. And we had fun. It was
You never do it.
nice and
have.
close, and it was kind of. I got to touch her butt
Yeah.
and rub against her chest.
Right in there.
And then we curled up in a booth, and we had. She told me about the kinkiest place she had sex.
Mick, were you involved in that story?
I sure better be. This is something I don't know.
Heather, what time did you finally get home? What time did you...
I think it was sometime after midnight, and probably around like 1:30. And we were talking, and I was showing Dean a picture of Mick on the refrigerator, and we started laughing. I said, "Well, he's no lifeguard."
That's what she said.
And then right then, the phone rang.
Right
I did
then.
that whole thing. I did it in the Marine Corps. I used to swim. I used to be a paramedic the whole night.
Wait, so the phone rings, and who is it?
All right, stuck
Yes,
boy.
come on.
Okay, so the phone rings, and I said, "Guess who?" And it was Mick, and he was very upset.
I
He's like, "Is
called
he still
because I was
there?
concerned. I called
Call
at
me
1
when
o'clock.
he leaves." Click.
It's a sign. Wait a minute.
Hey,
So,
Hang
Mick,
on.
you're checking up on her, though. You knew she was
Yeah.
going
No,
out.
I was just worried about her. You know, she was nervous about the date. It was 1:30. I wanted to make sure.
All right, Heather, did his phone call put
But
a
you know what
damper on the end of the date?
happens?
When I got to get an
Totally.
answer, we got to go.
Pick up the phone.
Heather?
She's laughing.
Totally. We were laughing because of your picture.
And Heather, did it put a damper on the end of the night?
Sure, whatever.
So it did kind of put a damper on it. You know, Dean just kind of hugged me and gave me a kiss on the cheek, but we had such
Very
a great
gentle.
time. Yes.
Oh, we had a great
total gentleman. We had such a great time, you know, during the day that I was kind of disappointed because I was looking forward to testing out those lips. So.
But you didn't get the test.
No.
What's that, Dean?
Anytime.
Oh, anytime.
No.
All right, well, was Dean's great back massage and strutting around in just a little towel enough to give Heather a change of heart? We're going to find out later. But next, we get to meet the woman that Mick dated, and we'll hear what happened on their date next. So stay with us. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. We just heard what happened on Heather's date with Dean, and now we're going to meet the woman that Mick dated. Mick thinks that Heather is too clingy, too ditzy, and two people. That is Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. So he set him up with an independent, bright woman who is one special lady. Please welcome Chelsea Handler. How are you? Good to see you. There you go.
Excuse me.
Heather, I have a question for you. Does Chelsea look bright to you? Well, you guys did a lot of touching. It's okay.
I don't know how bright she is, but she's not much of a woman. I mean, I don't know if she's enough woman for him. She's kind of little.
I'm sorry, I'm not an Amazon.
Okay, just more of me to go around, okay?
All right, Chelsea, let me ask you this. Were you impressed with Mick's looks when you finally met?
Oh, totally. He's adorable. I mean, he's got these great piercing blue eyes. I was like, oh yeah.
I think your skirt's a little too short there.
Maybe you can hem it for me after the show.
I could. I know how to do these things.
Mick, Chelsea's not quite as tall as Heather. Did you like the fact
Yeah,
that
it was
she
great. It was nice being with somebody who's got like a smaller build. She's athletic. You know, she works out. I finally get to see her in skirt. I
Works
wish she'd
out.
wear jeans.
Now, Chelsea, on the date, why didn't you wear a skirt?
Well, we were going for a motorcycle ride, so I didn't really think it was appropriate, though.
Makes sense.
Wait,
All right, and Mick, have you ever
What?
taken Heather motorcycle on the back?
motorcycle?
She says every time I've talked to her.
What
been there. It
motorcycle?
was
Because
so
he doesn't
much
have
fun.
no
Heather,
motorcycle.
every time I've even
okay?
talked about motorcycles, you say they're too scary.
But
I'm
you
gonna
don't
get
have a
hurt. I don't
motorcycle.
want to do. I called in a favor.
You found one somewhere, obviously.
What? You never did that for me.
If you want to
You
take a
never
ride on a
asked.
motorcycle, I'll take you for a ride.
All right, Chelsea, tell me how the ride was with Mick.
It was awesome. It was so romantic. I mean, it was a gorgeous day. We took the PCH, and he's all rugged, you know, and manly.
Cruising down the highway there, right?
Cruising down the highway. Everybody was staring at us. It was fun. I was holding on, you know, pressing up against his
You
body.
got somebody like that on a nice bike. What do you expect? You know?
Whatever.
Now, Chelsea, Heather says that Mick's not very complimentary. Did you find him to be just the opposite when you guys were together?
Oh, totally. He complimented me all the time. He told me I was funny. Like, we were laughing the whole lunch. Like, could not stop laughing. He's like, oh, you have such a good personality.
Where was Mick and what did you do with him?
Now, see, Heather, he had no trouble passing on compliments to Chelsea.
See, she spoke her mind. She said what was on her mind. She said what she didn't dislike or what she liked. I mean, more than anything else,
and I don't.
Heather, she just goes along a lot of times with things, and then just, you know, it was nice to hear somebody say, you know what, I don't like that.
All right, Chelsea, talk to me about lunch. Anything memorable happened?
Yeah, lunch was a little interesting because Mick went to the ATM machine about an hour before, and then when we got there, he didn't have any cash, and his credit card was declined, so I had to flip it out.
So, Chelsea, you had to pay. Did that ruin the date or put any damper on it?
No, not at all. I totally got over it. I wanted to see if he was spontaneous because that's a big thing for me. So
Spontaneous? I don't think so.
So I asked him if he wanted to go down to San Diego because there's a zoo in San Diego and I love going to the zoo. And he was totally cool with it. He's like, yeah, let's go. So we drove all the way down there, which is like an hour and a half from Laguna.
You've never taken me to San Diego.
It was a beautiful thing, and it was great. It was a great day. I just said, what the heck.
Mick, when you got to the zoo, what animals was Chelsea hoping to see?
Yeah, I'm sure the monkeys because she was with one of them.
No. We got there, we started looking around, and basically it was kind of funny. The first place we went to is where they have like the arachnophobias and they have the snakes and stuff like that. And unfortunately, as soon as we walked into the place where they had the snakes, we realized that one got out. And Chelsea kind of freaked out, man. She went like this, jumped on my bake, and ran.
Why, Chelsea, you're deathly afraid of snakes.
No, I am terrified. You have no idea. Like, I freaked out. I ran straight from like the snake pit or wherever we were, all the way to the motorcycle in the parking lot, and I couldn't even go home with him. I made him take me to the airport and fly back to Los Angeles because I was so scared. No.
You couldn't get back on the bike, you had to fly back to Los
Because I thought
Angeles?
the snake would follow us or something. You don't understand. I am so scared.
And Mick, were you all right with all of that?
And I was comforting. Actually, you know what? We didn't want the date to end. We were having such a great time. We said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Let's meet up at LAX.
Plus,
You met her at the airport after she dissed you.
I didn't diss him. I was just scared. Plus, I didn't want to
about
like turn him off. I was acting all freakish.
But I love the fact that you thought the snake was going to follow you all the way
Well, I
to
have
Los
a very,
Angeles.
very big fear of snakes.
Obviously.
Very scary.
So yeah, basically from there we went over. There's this great restaurant which is kind of like straight out of the Jetsons at LAX.
Oh my God, we always talk about going there.
Well, we talk about it. You never have time. So we went there.
Excuse me.
We had a great
You're the one who
dinner.
never wants
We
to spend
laughed.
time with
I have not
me.
laughed so hard at dinner in my life. This is the whole snake thing.
All right,
What are you
Chelsea,
talking about?
the snake aside, summarize your date with Mick. What'd you think?
It was so much fun. We had a blast. He was smart. He was funny. He was sexy. And you know now. And now that I know he likes skirts, I can be prepared for the next one.
Well, the next one. Will there be a
I'll
next
warm
one?
up
That's
my
what we're going to
hands.
find out. Will Mick and Heather stay together or have a change of heart? During the break, they're going to make their decisions, and we'll come back and find out what they decided next. Welcome back to Change of Heart. Now is the moment of truth because during the break, Mick and Heather each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together or have they had a change of heart? You guys came on the show because you were wondering if the relationship was actually stale or did it have a future. So that's what we were trying to sort through. Mick, we're going to start with you. You said you just wanted somebody less clingy, somebody that was less ditzy than Heather, and also less crabby because that Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde thing that was going on there. You had a great date with Chelsea. She was on the back of the motorcycle. You had a really good time being chased by snakes, ended up at the airport with a romantic dinner after all of that. Your decision, though, stay together or change of heart?
Well, actually, you know what? I thought I wanted to date somebody else, and Chelsea had a great time. You're funny, you're wonderful, and you speak your mind, which I love, but I think I'm going to stay together.
All right, Mick, stay together. Chelsea, sorry things didn't work out for you.
That's cool. We're going to be buds.
Okay, Heather, your decision. You said you wanted somebody that was less like your dad, that father figure thing. Somebody that was taller. We found Dean for you. Somebody that was going to compliment you and not criticize you. Mm-hmm. You had a good time with Dean. You guys spent a lot of time together. Silliness, accents that you were doing. He had you on the bed doing the back rub thing. So Mick does want to stay together. It's your decision. Stay together or change your heart, Heather.
Well, Dean, you're totally gorgeous, and if I were drowning, I would hope that you would come and save me and give me mouth to mouth. But Mick has my heart, and I want to stay together.
Stay together. All right, Dean. Sorry things didn't work out for you, buddy.
No problem.
Okay. Now, Heather and Mick, I guess things aren't as stale as you thought it was, and maybe you got a little charge out of being on the show
I
here.
want to use some of that cheese, though, tonight.
Well, the Parmesan, we'll look for it. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. That's our show for today. Good luck to Mick and Heather. Thanks to Dean and Chelsea. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.